What is up, you guys, and welcome to Vegas. Check out this view here that my buddy Jamal hooked me up with. I'm gonna be out here in Vegas for almost 2 full weeks. Gonna be playing tons of poker, hanging out with friends. I'm super excited for the whole time here. So yeah, let's get right into it. I played the $500 World Series of Poker Salute to Warriors tournament today. Got it up to 110,000 from a starting stack of 50,000, but then I lost a giant coin flip, ace king, lose to nines. And then at the very end there to bust, I ran 2-pair, a flop 2-pair into a flop set. Super cooler, busted. So yeah, I got about 10 to 20 tournaments I'll be playing this whole trip. I'm doing like mainly smaller buy-ins, side events, anywhere from like $200 to $800. I'm just gonna try to keep all the tournaments to a brief summary because obviously there's so many tournaments. I don't want this vlog to be 12 hours long. And I'm not gonna do 3,000 vlogs like Daniel Negreanu does every day because I don't have a professional editor. I'm editing all these. So looking forward to telling you guys all the big wins I have this trip. Hopefully, if there are some. And yeah, let's get right into it. All right, we are at the Orleans right now. We just busted. We played the $400 tournament. They have a series going on right now. Did pretty well for a couple hours. And then a big cooler. I'm on the button with sevens, small blind, 3-bet jams all in for 30 big blinds. I call. If he was like a tighter, older player, I probably would have folded for 30 big blinds, but this guy was like a coked up Russian, so I snap called. He rolls over Jack 7. And if you want me to teach you how to run bad, I can do that because of course he hits the freaking jack on the flop and that crippled me and I wasn't able to recover. So pretty tough. But yeah, I'm done for the day. Here at least, I'm gonna go back to the strip and hit the World Series of Poker 400 daily tournament. So I'll see you guys there. All right, what's up, guys? Playing the $400 World Series of Poker daily. I was gonna do it in a prettier looking room, but it's like a library and they're dead quiet and they're playing deuce to 7 triple draw and I don't wanna bug them. So you just got chairs and tables right now. So we had a nice deep run. I'm gonna run through all my notes. I played, this was a 4 p.m. tournament. It's midnight right now, so a long 8-hour day. And yeah, let's get right into it. So the first hand, I had 8-3 of hearts from the big blind, low jack raises. Usually this could be a fold, but any suited cards like that from a low jack, he's a young, capable player, so I'm gonna call a little lighter. 8-3 suited's probably fine. Flop is queen 8-7, heart, spade, spade. It goes check, check. The turn is a jack of spades, so double suited. And I don't know if I'm supposed to lead on this card because it kind of does hit the low jacks range. And I don't know if I'm supposed to go big there, but I went 2,000 into like a $2,400 pot and he calls on the river. I end up checking and he goes for a big pot size bet. He goes about 7K into about 6K pot. When he polarizes like that, that's what made me really suspicious. I don't think he has a queen here. I don't think he's gonna polarize with a queen, so he pretty much has a jack or nothing. Like I said, he's a young, capable player, so I felt like he was bluffing a little bit. So I ended up calling with the 8 and I was right. He only had ace high. So I was really proud of that hand. And yeah, let's get through the rest of the tournament here. So we just grinded for a long time, losses, wins, back and forth. But we got our big double, ace-9 suited, beats king-jack suited, got up to 62K. Starting stack was 30K, by the way. Then another giant flip, sevens, wins versus ace-queen suited. That got us up to 124,000. And now for the major hand that was friggin' awesome. It was nice to flop a big hand and get a big double in. So I had 124,000. I had deuce 5 of hearts on the big blind. Again, another shady hand to be playing with. It sounds bad, but suited connectors. Under the gun 1 raises, but cut off and hijack calls. So it gives me a little bit more odds to call. Flop is ace 3 4. I flop the wheel, which is perfect because the ace hits as well, which obviously can hit their range. I check. Player bets, another player calls, and I call as well. I tank for a bit because I almost raised there, but I don't want to rep the straight there right off the bat or 2 pair. And obviously, I don't really need protection since I have the nuts at the moment. So I just call. The turn is an 8. I check. The under the gun 1 jams. The other guy folds, and I, of course, snap him off, and we double up to 333,000. He only had ace queen. Massive cooler to that guy, but you know what? I got coolered earlier on. I don't really care. I'm taking where I can get it, and huge pot. So we won some flips and lost some flips, got up to 361,000, and then a massive flip. Pocket 4s somehow hold versus ace queen. Got us up to 444,000. And then the super cooler happens. I have pocket kings under the gun. I raise. Small blind jams all in for like 400,000. Big blind folds. I obviously snap. And he says, oh shit, I didn't realize you raised under the gun. He thought he was just jamming. So he misclicked is what he said at least. And of course, cooler, ace on the turn. Super painful. That really hurt. That got us down to 150,000. Thankfully, we won another coin flip and got us up to 360,000 after that. And then we got lucky again. I have king, queen suited, some ace, jack suited, jammed. I spike a queen. She spikes an ace. But unfortunately for her, I spike a queen on the river. That got us up to 460,000 in chips. King or queen. Ooh. Wow. All right. And then the massive, I almost said flip. It's not a flip. I had him crushed. I had ace queen off. He had queen 10. Massive flip, won that up to 850,000. So after we had that big stack, that's where the fun ended. It just turned into a hyper turbo shove fest at that point. We got down to 3 tables, and literally I was at 3 tables for like maybe 10 minutes. And I just folded every hand, and everyone just got knocked out. And then we immediately after 10 minutes went down to 2 tables. So it was really fast. And then the big cooler, just to end it all off, I only had about 6 big blinds. I was kind of just card dead for like a half hour. Other people were busting. We got down to 12 people. Under the gun raises all in with pocket 5s. I call from the big blind with pocket 7s. 5 in the door card. So we bust. Oh my God. Spade. Give me some outs here. Wow. Super frustrating, but we finished in 12th place out of 444 players for $1,600. So super happy with that run. It's midnight here. I'm gonna be playing this $600 deep stack World Series tomorrow at 10 a.m. So I got an early start tomorrow, but I gotta celebrate a little bit and go out and get some wings and drinks with some buddies. So I'll talk to you guys later. Another day 2. Hell yes. I played all day today. I played the World Series of Poker $600 deep stack championship. Started playing at 10 a.m. It's 1 a.m. right now. I finished around midnight. So a 14-hour day of poker. I have no hands to talk about. I, believe it or not, have no idea how I made it. I was card dead almost the entire time. It was just these small little pots like jamming all in and stealing blinds that just kept me in there the whole time. Starting stack was 20 or 30,000, got up to about 120,000. Did try a bluff catch, which was just a stupid mistake. Got down to 70,000 and just grinded like 10 to 15 big blinds. Then by the time the bubble hit, I was about 8 big blinds. So I just peeped into the money there. Day 2 tomorrow is gonna be at the Horseshoe. There was 4,300 entrants in the tournament. We're down to the final 500. I've locked up $1,000 so far. I got about like 10 big blinds, so hopefully we spin it up and keep on going. So I'll see you guys in day 2. What is up, you guys? Check out where I'm at, the final table. I'm at the final table. I'm not actually playing at the final table. I am super, super pumped and proud to announce I finished in 45th place last night out of 4,300 players. I won $5,700. It was a fucking insane day. It started at 10 a.m. We finished at 12 midnight last night, another 12-hour day, 26 full hours of playing over 2 days. And I am just so elated that I played so well. It was just insane. So the very first hand, I had pocket jacks. Of course, if you watch my vlogs, you know that they're the worst hands ever. I always bust out of tournaments. Pocket kings, snaps. Thank God I hit a jack on the flop and then a jack on the river to hit quad jacks. And that just started my whole day.
In your seats, don't play out our company picture.
Oh, hit the jack in the window. What? Oh, jack. What?
I started with 108,000 in chips and just grinded up to about 800,000 in chips, and then got down to back to 400,000 in chips for just being card dead. We moved to another table, and I just put on a short stack masterclass, playing out of my mind. I was stealing blinds at like 12 big blinds. I wasn't even going all in or anything. I was just like min raising off of 12 big blinds, which I've never done before, but my table was super tight and I was taking advantage of it. I eventually finally got a double in as well, and I got up to 2.2 million in chips. Unfortunately, about a half an hour later after that, my big bust out hand, I'm big blind. I have 1.8 million in chips. I forgot what that is. I think it's like 25 big blinds or so. I have 9-10 suited in this big blind, cut off raises, and he's the chip leader of the table and he's a solid player, but he's been super tight. So I defended with 9-10 of spades. Flop is 7-9-3 rainbow. I check, he bets, I call. I could have check raised on that dry board for protection, but I decided to play it safe. Turn is a 4. I check, he bets again. I call again, and the river is a 10. I have top 2 pair. I check, he bets 1 million. I tank for a bit, and I go all in. And he actually tanks for a bit too, because there are some straight possibilities out there since I'm in the big blind. But he finds the call, and I'm super proud to show top 2 pair since he tanked. I thought I was good. He rolls over pocket fucking 10s. Sick cooler. I mean, it's a dry board. He has no straights. He has no 2 pairs. He has no flushes. He has only bluffs here or jacks plus. That's like 99% of the hands there. I block a set of 9s. I block a set of 10s. The only set he really has is maybe a pocket 7s. So I am destroying his entire range there. And I was super proud of that bust out. I'm not gonna complain about it. It was a fucking cooler. I can't do shit about it. But again, super proud of how I played out of my mind. 26 hours of play. Like I said, 45th out of 4,300 players. For 5,700. So disappointed we didn't make the final table. We also stone bubbled day 3. It was one more hand left until day 3, and I missed the Nux pay jump for another $1,700. So it was a pretty brutal spot, but again, I'm super proud, super happy, and playing the Colossus right now. There's a big delay because there's not enough dealers, but I'll talk to you guys later. All right, we got a lot to talk about. I played in the mini main event today for a $1,000 buy-in. We'll get to that in a second. On Friday and Saturday, I played the Colossus. That did not go well at all. $400 buy-ins, 2 bullets, just couldn't get anything going. Had a couple bluffs that failed, card dead, and then the last hand, I ran a straight into a full house and got busted. No big deal, whatever. So we got to rewind a little bit back to, that would be Thursday. I think that was Thursday, a couple days ago already. Back to my 45th place finish. I did want to talk about one more hand. I had king, queen offsuit under the gun with 13 big blinds. So very, very short, obviously. And like I said, I was putting on a short stack masterclass. This is one of those hands I was pretty proud of, and I usually don't play it like this. Typically, my old self would be too scared to just raise, and I would just jam this all in from under the gun. But we try to play a little bit better, short stack, 12 to 15 bigs, and this is one of the hands. So I raise under the gun, king, queen off, the big blind calls. Big blind's been a little bit on the loose side, playing around. He's an older gentleman, calling with a little bit lighter hands. So I kind of wanted to use that to my advantage and exploit him a little bit. I played the pots a lot smaller than I would usually do. Flop is queen 7-9. He checks, I bet. He calls. The turn is a 3. He checks, I bet. He calls. And now at this point, SPR, I'm super low, which is stack to pot ratio. I have a very small stack. I'm betting really small. I'm betting like maybe quarter pot, third pot each street here. Trying to build up to a jam on the river, although I'm like way under SPR. But I kind of want to milk them a little bit. It's a pretty dry board overall. And I do want to get some value from like a 7 or a 9. And then on the river, it was like a deuce. No straights get there, no flushes there. Very dry, safe board for me to get more value. He checks. I think I had like 250,000 left. I jammed all in, and he had a snap call because he was getting like 5-1 on his money. He begrudgingly called. He just showed a pair of 7s, and I showed obviously my queen and took it down there. I have no bluffs there with such a low SPR, but like I said, I kind of wanted to exploit him, play a little bit more small ball style, and keep the pot, build up the pot small and keep him in with his weaker pairs, and just didn't want to jam all in. But like I said, my old self, I probably would have either jammed pre-flop or jammed on the flop or jammed on the turn. But I wanted to take advantage of trying to learn a little bit better play style. And I think I got total max value, because if I jammed anywhere in there, I wouldn't have got any value. And instead, I doubled up. So that was a major, major hand. I think that was one of the hands that got me up to like 1.8 or 2 million or something like that. So again, a very nice hand I was very proud of. Moving on. So like I said, Colossus, 2 bullets in the Colossus, nothing could get going. But after I busted the Colossus, I got to watch poker buddy from Michigan, Steven Stolzenfeld. He played in the $600 tournament that I ended up finishing 45th in. Unfortunately, at the very end, his aces and his ace king got cracked kind of back to back, and it was very sick for him to be cooler like that. I thought he played amazingly. I thought he was the best player at the table. He finished in 3rd place for $125,000. So super proud of him. Awesome to see a bunch of Michigan fans watching him and cheering him on. So it was great to see that. And then again, today, Sunday, I played the mini main event. Played for 8 hours there. Nothing worked at all. What was frustrating was usually there's being card dead, which is horrible. But the next step up from being card dead is getting really good playable hands, but then missing the flop. It was pretty frustrating. I had a lot of like middle to low like suited aces that I had a lot of 3-bet bluffs, a lot of medium suited connectors. I played a lot. I was pretty loose aggressive overall, and I had 0 value hands. I think I had kings and queens twice, but those were just raises and takes basically, and everyone folded. But everything else was just me straight up bluffing. Basically just had blocker hands, like missed a straight, but still had the jack for a blocker, and went pot on river and got the guy to fold. So it was all bluffs today, just tons of bluffs. Half of them worked, half of them didn't, and then just went card dead for the next like 5 hours and essentially blinded out. Very last hand, I had 4 big blinds, jammed all in. Ace-6 was in there, ace-9 was in there. Ace-jack is almost like my jacks. I always bust with ace-jack. Of course, a 9 hits. Whatever, we bust. Done with the mini main event. We got a couple more tournaments coming up the rest of the week, but we'll see what those are, and we'll chat later. All right, now I'm gonna go get dinner and enjoy the rest of my Vegas trip. So I'll talk to you guys later. All right, we played the 250 deep stack daily. I just busted. I somehow survived the stone bubble with 0.75 big blinds. I got super lucky. The small blind, the big blind hit me. The small blind was nice enough to fold and let me get into the money. bubble busted the next hand. Just got knocked out. I finished in like 120th out of like 900 players, $250 buy-in. I won 400. So pretty cool. That was awesome to make another cash here at the World Series. That's 3 cashes already this trip. I was pretty happy with the way I played as well. Got up to 100K in chips, but then lost 3 all-ins in a row that were pretty painful. One of them I had pocket kings. The other guy had ace-3, spiked an ace. So pretty tough way to get knocked out, but again, super happy the way I played. I think I might only have one more tournament left in this Vegas trip, and if not, I'll see you guys later. All right, we are at MGM Grand playing the $400 tournament. They have a series going on right now. This is my last tournament for the trip. I fly out tomorrow night. I've had a great trip so far, and this was gonna be my last big one. I was hoping to run deep here. Unfortunately, we got super coolered twice in a row, had aces cracked, and then ace-king cracked very next hand. Very stupid way to end the trip, but you know, poker's poker, whatever, we move on. But this tournament was actually pretty awesome. It was a great structure. It was probably the best dealers and best players I've had my entire trip over the last 2 weeks. Very tough opponents. I kind of thought it'd be like a softer field with like regular players, but almost everybody was like a young European pro. I don't know what it was, but just a lot of solid, tough players. So the big first hand that I had ace queen suited, early position, raised it up, and right to my left, 3-bet it. I called. The flop is ace 9-9, 1 heart. I check. She bets. Just 1 big blind, just bet 400. I'm just gonna call here. The turn is a 7 of diamonds. I check, and this time she goes polar and bets really big, almost pot size. I'm thinking if she 3-bet with ace king, I don't know if she's gonna polarize turn. I think there's a lot of bluffs in there, or a 9. I don't know if she's repping ace king there. I decide to call. The river, I check, and she jams all in. And we started with like 75, 80 big blinds. So this is a big pot, big jam. And at this point, she's repping a 9 or full house or busted flush draw or straight draw. That kind of missed on the river there. I know she's a GTO player. She, bet 1 big blind on the flop with a paired board. I know that's a GTO play, which means I need to call off a little bit lighter because she's gonna have a lot more bluffs in her range. So I think because the 2 draws bricked out, I kind of have to call a little bit lighter, and I decide to call. Obviously, I'm only bluff catching there. I can't beat much. And she had 9, 10 of spades, so she did have a 9. Pretty darn rough, but you know what? I think if I look this up at GTO Wizard, I'm sure it's going to say I have to call there. So I'm not too mad at my play. Fired 2 more bullets. Nothing really went well the other way. And obviously, like I said earlier, I got cooler 2 ways. So, and this was my last tournament. So we are done for the trip. Holy crap. Had a great time. Crazy long week. A lot of hot weather. Good food, good drinks. Hung out with a lot of great friends. Overall, I think I'm like plus 1,000 or 2,000 for the trip. I know with my $5,700 win, unfortunately that gets taxed, so I'm gonna lose like 1,400 on that. So I'm thinking I'm like up 1K for the trip, which, hey, I'll take that shit over losing or breaking even. So I'm super proud of that. I had about 3 cashes out of like 8 or 9 tournaments I played, which is pretty darn good. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, check out my store, and talk to you guys later.
5, 6, 7, 8, 5,900, 23.
All right, great. Thank you.